other countries for serve the country.
I'm Elizabeth Blango. I'm a press attaché designate to Iran, Tehran. It's a great privilege for me to be one of the appointees them through this government for go represent the country and other country in terms of bringing development come in our own country. For the very first time in the history of this country, we get induction training for press attachés them where they go represent the country in a different countries them. And we know say this training here will create the positive impact where the government we get trust and believe in we.
19 out of 22 press attaché them na dem dey in presence, and this training gets for continue as this are the first stage of training where the 22 press attaché them don't start with. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Saptiu Kalon, they report.
The program Gud Mornin Salone, and they come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, all the best to the press attaché there. Particular, we colleague them, we Radio Democracy, Elizabeth Blango, Mohamed Sharif, all the best in our new assignment. We continue the program Gud Mornin Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, when they come out to we studio guest, Regina Safa, the director of programs in NaCSA. Well, this morning, as we don't tell on our headline, it will talk about the emergency response fund where World Bank give NaCSA for support people in the informal sector. Well, NaCSA gets two mandates, kind of. One, they can respond on behalf of governments in times of crisis, and also they can engage in waiting and call community-driven developments in some cases. Well, we don't get an eye for can give updates on the different corporate where they don't spend on behalf of government. But recently we see also the World Bank give government to NaCSA, but $4 million where this money, like I don't say earlier, and for support the informal sector. But how they plan for use this couple, and that's make we get today the director of programs from NaCSA, with Regina Safa. Good morning and welcome again to the program.
Good morning, Asma. Thank you.
Like I said earlier, I will double in times of crisis, I can respond on behalf of government, and also when I deal with soon called community-driven development programs that one can do. Briefly summarize for we how one can respond on behalf of government in terms of crisis, and at the same time do what you call community-driven programs.
Okay, thank you very much. Everybody knows say NaCSA don't stay in a salon. We don't take more than 20 years in this country, and we begin as a ministry born out of the same crisis. During the post-conflict recovery, boku programs and they will be the camp. So governments under the then ruling party established a ministry of resettlement rehabilitation, where they call MC RRR. As the years they go by, the need can now foresee we for communal transition from post-recovery to development. So we all know how when we do things and through the normal government machinery, the response can be effective, yes, but sometimes very cumbersome because of the numerous bureaucracies were involved, and donors they not can feel too comfortable for operate through those machineries. So now that's been make way government transform NaCSA from a ministry to a commission. So that's not that we go sideline the bureaucracies were involved, or maybe water down the procedures and the same procedures and processes, but then this could be very, very much at an accelerated pace. So from that end, the parliament don't kind of make NaCSA a permanent institution through an act of parliament, for we forbid the government agency where they respond to humanitarian crises and emergencies such as we get now. In addition to that, NaCSA is powered by different donors them, where get interest in different development projects them, where then they pass money through NaCSA for Seka government for let we go undertake some of them projects here. So one pandemic project here, for example, which they call is Sierra Leone community driven project where we can call in a Creole Gitrenk. This now projects were funded by the Islamic Development Bank, where they do plenty things in their communities. They build hospitals, schools, you know, where they do feeder roads, renewable energy, plenty things. Inland valley swamp development, where they do fish ponds, the value chain, boku thing. We also they get money from KFW, that not the Germans them, where we they do basically feeder roads. We are in just we they complement most of the things that we ministries then they do. So outside donors they know confident enough for pass them programs or the money through the normal ministries, they pass them through through NaCSA for support within all the other ministries. That's so they do.
So from the establishment, since the establishment of NaCSA to now, we don't get different humanitarian crisis and emergencies we don't be na the Konski. How you go describe the impacts when NaCSA don't make na the lives of especially the poor people and we can get difficulty forget things and where they need where emergencies can happen?
First of all, NaCSA get the competitive advantage for being one of, if not the most, one of the most decentralized agencies in Salone. Within all of the 16 districts in this country, we get not to skeleton staff, full offices with all we staff the way they do. So anytime where something happen in this country, we are better positioned for able to respond even before the central government they put something together. During the war, as I tell you, if you go all over this place, you go see things the way NaCSA do. Rebuilding schools, hospitals, roads, shelter, boku thing from after the war. During the mudslide, we'll be very, those of us who are very young, maybe they not remember the war, but now remember the floodings, then the mudslides that we don't happen in recent times. NaCSA be very instrumental again, you know, for pull all the agencies then together to ensure that we respond, for take the lead. We know say different agencies then get their responsibilities. We also get for do with crisis management, but NaCSA gets the structures in place. NaCSA also gets the capacity for mobilized funds for respond. So you go see that even during that mudslide day, we've been there again for the emergency cash transfer. We've been there again for support registration of these people, and so that other agencies then go able for register. We lead the response also through the shelter pillar, the social protection pillar. In fact, now we are the lead agency for that in the country. So every time we then thing happen, because of the structures we will get in place and the mandates where we get for carry out then here, other organizations can always turn for take the lead.
Madam Safale, we can look at the couple way all back doggy, but going back to the recent operation owner do we get the 3 days lockdown, the first and second one. The first one, I think, I'm the 6 billion when I been get government's give for respond to that crisis. When I be use about 1 billion, we'll be get the deputy now. I can explain what will happen to the rest of that money there.
Well, actually, not so been 6 billion, I be 4 billion loans. Where governments of Sierra Leone solely, without any support from any donor, force respond. Waiting be happen when governments be say they can do this 3-day lockdown for sake of this COVID, they were able for mitigate the spread. Governments can say, even then people were able go up and about. I mean, when you get crisis like this, pandemic like this, it can affect them bad one. More so now for people that will get disability. And really that money they, you know, not to be for just anybody who gets disability. The purpose of that money they now be for disabled people that were really poor. Some people and they were poor, were disabled, but they're not that poor. Although they're not plenty, the majority now the poor one the way past they can't beg at it before you able get what they eat. Now that's that money they be meant for. Government says since this 3-day lockdown they come, then people are go find it difficult for go about and get the daily living. So let we do something we go make for let we able at least cushion that effect is small from the land no go more than 2 months. Now that's we make governments ask we for let we do a project. In fact, it not just government not just take that money they give you because an emergency. Me we sit down I am me that the person will be write that project today. You know, in my capacity as director of programs, we do this project here and we say desperately poor persons with disability. Although at the end of the day, when we come with the other partners that they can say, okay, yes, we send a poor people, but let us also address other persons with disability where they within the institutions or those who go present themselves at the payment center. So that money they that first lockdown, now it will be spent that amount where you talk about that 1.6 billion. Where in some places we attend to 300, some places 100, you know. But the second lockdown, we spend the rest of the money. We scale up and address more people. How we do that? And they will not just limit and out to persons with disability. We also expand and for cover desperate and the poor, the destitute, if they come. Now the center also they pay, we can pay them. After we done with the list, what we get from social welfare and LCPD and SLUDI, all those organizations. We also go to orphanages. You know, go bring Pikinka, you say this now orphan, but if you then at the home, we they go there and we also give them that money there and that support. The first one I will be getting 250,000 euros each. The first 3 days lockdown, then we give them soap, we give them Veronica buckets. But the second lockdown, because we want for cover more people, we remove the food items there and just do the cash transfer. We make we able for pay more than 10,000 people nationwide.
So how have been decide for each at a conclusion say that first money they wanna been disbursed on been shaped 250,000. How una decide for each that amount, taking into consideration the amount of money in total where you say have been 4 billion for the 2 lockdown. How una reach to the conclusion?
Well, what influence that decision then are the fact that the social safety net that effective projects will be the give where governments where World Bank and governments fund now 250,000 will be the give people in per household. So we can't look the money where we get, we look the caseload of disabled persons that the country, where according to statistics Sierra Leone that in 2015 report, it's always saying about 93,000 people a day where they live with different categories of disability. We look say that 4 billion, they will not be able to cover all man at all per money, that 93,000 day. So we decide say, okay, let us just take 10,000. You know, we go around the country for a start and let's see how far down they go take we. If we get more money, then we can scale up. When that's that we've been doing. In fact, after that first lockdown, the second lockdown, we still service the same people. Not so new categories of people. We had more people, we cover more, we even return and help the one that will be done help before. So, yeah.
All right, well, continue for the week, Madam Regina Safa. We're a director of programs at NaCSA. This morning, Kaya for talk about the couple we World Bank don't give, but we may go back to the role of NaCSA and the last project, how they be implemented. When we can now, we can look at the money we don't get from World Bank. We continue with the program.
And we look at other issues now at the program. Also, the principal for the National School for the Deaf, Winifred Camara Cole, don't raise concern, say the deaf and dumb school picking them not the benefits from the radio teaching program, where the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education together with Teaching Service Commission don't they do a different radio station them for school picking them waiting at us now. Well, Winifred Camara Cole talk this inside one interview to the Democracy where they talk about some of the challenge them where it said the deaf and dumb school picking them they get now the concept of and they don't face this for over the past year them forget access to book learning. Cheno Jalo gets more on this and gonna report.
April 9 this year, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, together with the Teaching Service Commission, may introduce the radio teaching program for school picking them who don't tap for school force because of the coronavirus sick. This come after the government don't close schools them for make the coronavirus sick not go scatter all over the country. But how this radio teaching program like for disabled picking them more especially the deaf and dumb.
No, we not the benefits from the teaching program because not every young picking and deaf, they're not the and no provision be made for the picking them for make them able for continue their academic work now. Well, we get 95 picking presently, and through sign language and speech therapy, that's what they use for teach them. Because when you talk to them alone, because they're not the hearing and they're not the talk. You go for make sign, you go for use charts, teaching aid, you go for use real objects, you go for act for them, for make them go able to understand. They're not they learn at the pace of normal picking them, and then tend to be slow. And when they use the hand, then they do more than when they use the intellect because they're able to retain for a very long time. It for me very difficult, but if they really plan them, they put more resources, I believe they will be able to get them, for make themselves benefit.
Winifred Kamara Cole, the principal for the National School for Deaf, there is concern about the school teaching program. Well, according to them, this program not only benefits picking them, we get challenged for talk and yerifa. Trained and qualified teacher, subvention, better facility in the school. Now some of the challenge them with the deaf and dumb school on the face during normal term. And this according to the principal, Winifred Kamara Cole. This situation though worst during this time with the country, the first the coronavirus sick.
The school is faced with so many challenges. Now only 5 teachers, including me, will get been COVID government to pay. The rest and the other auxiliary staff them. Now through this subvention we will get from government and we will pay them. And yeah, it has for the teacher because then they say the language barrier, communication, and this government agree with quarterly subvention. And the money in all the kind of time. Teachers themselves then go holiday, then nominate for pay the pastor, they talk to them and they coach them. We want more than building. The building is like that. The classroom themselves not enough. We want really more than building. The compound big. We want vocational workshop when they pick them going for them and the workshop then do and then skill train there so they can forget money and live independent life tomorrow.
For Seka all challenge here, make the principal for the deaf and dumb school, Winifred Kamara Cole, say plenty of the picking them with this condition not can go before with them book learning after they can come out primary school.
Now the normal syllabus we use now so the only thing we try for simplifying for them. We know they go at the pace of normal school because when the notes don't begin book for them, then they confuse. Now small, little by little. Then they go right to group 6. And when they go group 6, then they take 2 years now group 6 because one for try for boom them, one for try for make them able to understand the syllabus, for make them go sit the NPSC. Then they sit the normal NPSC and then they go normal secondary school. But when they can go normal school, then they find it very difficult because specialized teacher not there for help them inside because no matter what, when they go JSS, the syllabus is don't big for them. And most of them when they go from when they take the Beckett, they not can make them to SS.
Inside your talk, the executive secretary and the National Commission for Persons Living with Disability, Salamin Kotekiu, said the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education not be engaged with the commission during the term when they be organize this program so that the commission will give them guide on the special team them where the things say disabled picking them need forget for make themselves able to access the program. Where this is said then the commission believes say the ministry don't let disabled picking them be empowered to teaching program.
Take for instance, you deal with somebody with a deaf person or a hearing impaired. Then they do a radio teaching program. And for God's sake, how the person go hear it? Also, if you put on that television, do subtitle and then also get an interpreter within that screen. It just go to watch the picture, but you not go know what's in the go on. So for a program like this, they also go for tailor in a way where they will target hearing impaired, somebody who is blind, somebody who get some kind of mental disability, because there is special learning methodology you get for device for somebody with special learning skills. For blind person, we get for navigating computer, and for a low vision person, you get for get a magnifier. Within the education committee, I think say that for them able for talk to you, who will give them the advice as to our best for them.
The Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Persons Living with Disabilities, Salamin Kotekiu, end up encouraging the Ministry of Education for ensuring that the kids are for disabled picking them by this teaching program for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me, Acheng Jalo, the report.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody elect you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office elect you not get the account number. Buy heads alight, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yakba don't done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store or go on Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Right, we continue with the program. Good Morning Salone. We come to you from 98.1 FM. The time from us studio clock 8 o'clock, and we really bring this edition of the program. Minasma James
and Mabel Kaba.
Where we come back to studio guest Regina Safa, Director of Programs at NaCSA. This morning, he can talk about the support we NaCSA don't get from World Bank for support the informal sector. Now, Madam Safa, we can talk about the support we when I don't get from World Bank, win about $4 million for support the informal sector. First of all, what do I refer to as the informal sector?
Well, now broad term, like I yourself know, but for the purposes of this project, this emergency cash transfer, what we say informal sector would refer to people then are the small businesses, like them petty trader, those who also then are the hospitality industry, like they work in their hotel, they work in their restaurants, them bar where they don't lay off because you know say business not there now because of the circumstances where they prevail in the country. So when we say informal sector now, some of them people and they will be referred to petty traders, then low income earners, them those where they in the hospitality industries, bars, hotels, restaurants, where you know they work right now. That they really we mean.
So this couple don't can now $4 million for support this sector. We don't categorize. How not going to go about for first of all select the beneficiaries them?
Well, as always, as we work with partners. We know they in that industry, so we don't know the people. Let me take Freetown for example. We know say every petty trader in this country, when we assume say they're going to pay their dues or other forms of taxes, and they will also be registered with Freetown City Council. If you dey na the hospitality industry, you go to register with Ministry of Tourism. If you na low wage earner, you could almost get your labor card, you do with the Ministry of Labor. So now then key organizations there, so key ministries there, so we will not say involved by that business. Now then we work with. We use what they call pre-list. We of we self not get list. So we work with FCC, we work with all the other ministry here for giving a list of people where we go begin for start the selection process with. So everybody bring their list come to NaCSA. We put on our MIS, down our information management system, and then we start for administer a questionnaire for determine whether them people are eligible or not. As we say, everybody na they do business. Almost everybody na business woman. Would they see boku fana market, would they see big shop, would they see all NCR. But for the fact say you they pay tax and you register with FCC and you dey na that list day, no guarantee you forget the money. Like a short example, you go give somebody where they sell na Abadi Road Market or Kuto Road Market, for example. You not go compare in capital and the effects where COVID get pana, like the effects where go get pan, like 12 grams. for example. Tretram self-registered and they pay them taxes and everything. But if we get somebody from Tretrams and we get somebody from Kutowood Market, for example, who do you think say go be the most vulnerable of those people where you think say forget that? So we go get all that list there, but then we get your usual questionnaire, we get systems in place, we go determine who are more eligible.
So what's in the questionnaire they look for? Because if you want to verify this kind of list, it's very critical, taking into consideration the people and ways sometimes the COVID they affect more on the business, not even register with any of the institution they are established. We don't talk about say now one criteria that one they want to set. So now what's in the questionnaire in the watch?
Well, they look for some kind of vulnerability. For example, waiting now your business strength, how much money you get for your business, waiting at this kind thing the way you they sell, for example, waiting at your daily profit, if you they make any at all, who say you day, what kind of access you get, how you sanitation are you host, how you shelter, how the food, how many meals per day you they get, how many picking that you get, how many rooms you now occupy, is it a whole house, is it one room, all of them questions then they can help for able for determine the status of the potential beneficiary. So as I say, we can get this pre-list, then can get that pre-list there, but that you there on the list, not me say you go get that money there automatically. And we also make them very flexible. If we don't put you on the list, maybe you not pass the questions they ask, you not pass the poll test, because the phone will get the smartphones there, now they rank you automatically. Now, based on that ranking there, from 1 to 5, now you go able for qualify or you not qualify. So if you fall out, maybe you not qualify, we can bring somebody else in, we interview, we're not even there on the list. That's why we open up to those who not even register.
All right.
We're not there on the list.
So now we look at the list. You say una they work with partners. We give una some of the list them una go for take for use. But let's take you back to the lockdown, the first lockdown. The estimation we NaCSA be make na be the based on that government be give the 4 billion loans. At the end of the day, una use 1 billion loans. We get somebody from NaCSA now we una spend way below waiting una be project. This now because una be also work with different partners them we go on a list, but later una find out back say some of their list and they not be too coordinated. How different than they based on that what una experience in that last time? How different? How una go make sure say the list where some of the organized institutions they had they give una not fall, it not be the same like that they the last time.
Okay, again, that 1 billion we keep for refer to now before just the first lockdown.
Yeah.
We been get a second lockdown where we increase the number of beneficiaries.
So if
finish
the,
that
if
4
the
billion.
second lockdown not been there, at the time for say
Okay.
the list they
So-
own able pass. So
all right.
if this not assume say the second lockdown not be there. But then when una estimation na be make now based on that government be give una that support day. But una can't find out say una spend way low. So at the time now for compare that list day, that experience day to this one, make people not give again another list or organization again can give list where no go match say and they kind people they are so day.
You know, the first list now we then give you for this emergency cash transfer, we not be one for fall back into the same pit way they talk. So the agencies they all put before like the municipalities and the up country, the other city councils them, we ensure say whichever list way they give to we for be validated by the people the way you think say now they produce that list day. What I mean by that? If you ask for list for traders union, for example, that list there for come on traders union their letterhead, signed and sealed, so that we know for saying from them it come out. Same way so from tourism. Same way so from all the other sectors there where we collaborate with. That list should come and we they verify them together with ACC because them in there part and parcel of this. It not been go down well like a lot of places, but then that was our way of mitigating that last problem we've been get with list business. Because we don't know these people, not so we they work with them. So for you for tell we say they were not the people them, we did forget some kind of authentication. Through that means say from the people that we claim say due the list. So now so we do on this time around.
Before now, NaCSA be don't they do cash transfer to people and we poor. Well, like una don't get experience as to who that they wanna go refer to as poor people away for the benefits for money them where they come. So this time around, all una experience where una get, why NaCSA not able to go identify them people here and get for used institutions? Because if you take the councils for example, now political party puts people them where them vote for them and then councils and they. So in terms of drawing the line for let political involvement not go deep on this money as to who that they get for benefits, how NaCSA they draw that line there?
You know, we get different categories of beneficiaries. When it comes to the normal cash transfer way NaCSA can do, that one then a poverty now we they use. But when crisis come, although they hit poor people they harder, it also hits other people. So that caseload where we familiar with when are poor people all over this country, we get we own way where they identify them. These are people who they work with, so we know them. But for the other sectors there where we know they work with, we don't know them.
So how do they draw the line? Let politics not go can play.
Well, I would say we use only the institutions there where give this list. Let it be say it come from them. We they verify when we don't receive the list on their letterhead. We get situations there also we just get plain list from councils them. They can't give me the list. But we'll not just take and begin pay. We'll say how we go do no say na tourism give this list. How we go do no say na traders union give this list. We don't get way for find out. Except if we get them from the traders union, then self on their letterhead, then sign them, then stamp them. For we that is valid enough.
Okay. Because
we go able to show them say this is your list, it come on our letterhead. Nobody not go able to go thief that day and can do them.
Alright, well when we come back we'll go look at so that them on our targets almost people with this support go benefit. We continue with the program Good Morning Salone in Madam Regina Safa, Director of Programs NaCSA. We continue with the program and go to court now. Also Magistrate Anna Boni sent 4 man them on remand na the Male Correctional Center because police allege say them beat one Ibrahim Kamara so he died because they say this Ibrahim Kamara snapped the society bush. Well, we caught reporter Usman Kamara gets more and go now report.
Magistrate Anna Boni na the Pademba Road Magistrate Court number 1 don't send one Tamba Kagbo, Bokari Koma, Tamba Ture and Sayo Kagbo on remand at the Male Correctional Center because police allege say Saturday March 7 this year in Abumbuna town. Then be beat one Ibrahim Kamara say he die because 10 people here say this man may snap them power society bush. Then 4 accused here, Tamba Kagbo, Bokari Koma, Tamba Ture and Sayo Kagbo be appear before Magistrate Anna Boni for answer to 2 count charge. We get for do it conspiracy to commit a murder and murder contrary to law. We be the talk na court. The witness Sori Kagbo when a farmer say he sabi the 4 accused people them. He say him with some other people them they organize one ceremony for the chief and be see what group they run after one Ibrahim Kamara we don't die and say he been stop Ibrahim Kamara for no waiting happen and later this group been tell and say Ibrahim Kamara been snap them power society bush we then say no fine and they against them society. The witness Sori Kagbo continue say he try for stop the crowd for make them not beat Ibrahim Kamara. But say one part of the people within the crowd been whap and later he say then begin beat Ibrahim Kamara and Ibrahim Kamara been run and the crowd continue for run after her who side them beat and say he die. The witness Sori Kagbo continue say he be later go na the Bumbuna police station and make statements. After we the witness don't talk na court done, the lawyer for the 4 accused people them been cross-examine the witness. After the cross-examination, Magistrate Anna Boni no mean agree for giving 4 accused people ya bail and send them on remand so till June 15 this year, where the other witness will talk inside this case. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. We they go for this short break where we continue the program.
Better don't come. Now you don't trust bank again. Your salon banco. the product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, NaCSA for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme there. We branch and they all love but NaCSA. Boko no kenema, we de. Kabalama bogo kakambia, we de. Jala free town loan sa, we de. And my lengthy one. Me and you. Union Trust Bank. Me and you. Union Trust Bank. Union Trust Bank, NaCSA for me and you. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses. Salone get in first corona case March 31, 2020. And from that time to now,
Or tell you, body sick.
the program Good Morning Salone, they continue and they come over to the studio guest again, Regina Safa from NaCSA. There this morning they tell we about the $4 million support they don't get from World Bank for informal sector. Now we understand say NaCSA been already don't start for shape this money to different people them. As you said been say earlier, the informal sector abroad na broad term, and when I get the categories them when they look for the one that will go benefit from this money. So we be don't begin shape, so now whose category we don't begin benefit?
Well, all of the categories they were mentioned. No more the beneficiary caseload is very. Freetown alone gets 19,000 people wait for benefits because the total caseload is 29,000. So we decide for limit the support to the regional headquarter towns them. So it will be Freetown Urban, we get 19,000. Putloko for the Northwest get 2,500. Kenema for the East 2,500. Bo for the South 2,500. Bombali, Makeni for the North 2,500. So all the other regions they get 2,500 persons will go the benefit, then 19,000 for Freetown.
So now almost on the Gina per group or per head? Almost on the
will be the give per household 1,309,000 per person.
So far, because we don't begin shape this money, we don't already begin get allegations and where they come out from people as to say the money we NaCSA they give this 1,390,000 where you talk about, they go to only people we belong to specific political parties them we now then so far we don't get some money. How true the allegations so be?
Well, like I say, maybe there were allegations them. You know, we get them from different corners, especially in a Freetown. Other areas, then they, in fact, where people they accuse NaCSA say they not give party people money, and this money not so for party people. We don't put the sectors way for benefits. NaCSA just implements this project for the first time for this this emergency cash transfer, as them we don't set up different pillar them. For response to this COVID, they set up the social protection pillar as well. This social protection pillar now then take the lead for determine how for spend this money and who that for benefits. Then just pass on to NaCSA because we get the money and we get the systems there in place for let we able for do this work. But that decision there as to who that for get her and how much it for be, it was taken by the social protection pillar. How we agree on that money, they first of all then take the daily wage. This are like the minimum daily wage now like 2 months money that they also take into consideration then take like 25% of the poor. Waiting they spend, how much they spend per food in a month. So now they kind of guide how much they decide for give people. But as to whether go benefit, whether not go benefit, not to NaCSA one take that decision there. Now in partnership with the donors and also the social protection pillar, we include the European Union, we include the UN agencies, all of those people for agree on whether they get this money and whether not go get them. So we now go use we own system so we get for ensure say the one when are the most needy one now you go get them.
So we also learn say we on been begin some issues that been come up. We make NaCSA don't stop for the payment, especially in a free tongue.
Yes.
What's happening?
Well, the same rumors where they go around saying it's been largely influenced by politics. Some people they complain say, oh, factions of petty traders then they, others they complain say, oh, this money oh don't get so not to genuine, not to the right people and get myself day, but the person way they bring this list together, consider me as being in your own group, so puts me name, boku things. Also people be they go around and solicit money from people and say, give me money, we go register you. And this couple are free, not so microcredit, you not get for pay and back, as long as you need that you qualify, you go get them. So because of all length here, people they accept money, take money from people get all kind of bad news about it, a lot of confusion inside Freetown past the other side them. Because the other side them, when we go to them say your list, we need for scrutinizer, we need for verifier, we need for no say it come from everybody, then be willing for the one.
So Freetown, the one way they get the list not being willing?
Well, I'm not going to say they're not being willing, but a lot of issues come up with them list then they, and a lot of rumors going around about the political intention of them on here. We not go down well with the management of NaCSA, and so we decide for put a hold on their payments there for now until we sort out the whole list, and then we'll go resume the payments. Well, me in fact, when I attend a couple of meetings with City Council, me and the Director for Social Protection, when I'm Mr. Idris Ture. So a lot of those meetings where we did it, it was made clear that we go get lists from Freetown City Council only, and also the tourism industry. Now we were able for operate on. This was very, very clear. So if you will list them, they come from other places, the donors then come down hard and say, we will now go only consider lists when a Freetown City Council give. So we not get lists from any other person past the list where come from FCC, and also we supposed for come from the hospitality industry or tourism.
So the list will come out from the FCC being gets issue?
I not one for talk and categorically say issues them in there, but when you get allegations, when you get
what are the allegation there?
Well, the populace, the citizens, them, the one they wait think say that they forget this money. A lot of complaints come on how they are marginalized. A lot of complaints come how they solicit money from people who don't know who is doing this. We not point finger per anybody, per FCC or anybody, say anybody responsible. But as a responsible institution, if they do something and the issues that they come out, it's only fair that you put a hold on it and find out, get to the bottom of it before you go address the issues then they before we continue with the payments.
So I remember say the Freetown City Council do the survey and get the data of markets people where they work with na Freetown. So in una operations, una work with them directly for make sure say then provide una then data there or then list there of markets where they don't make na the Western area.
We did. Now then give a list.
Then why the list? Why it gets the issue now?
Well, as I tell you no more, not so just about the list, other issues then they will come up, insinuations where they go all over the place, where we think say as a credible institution, we need for uphold with integrity as well as that of we partners.
So now
because this is not just about NaCSA, and also about the integrity of the SCC and other one they were involved.
So you now put on hold for Western area.
Yes.
So how soon una go resume the process again?
Well, we intend for engage with the FCC because some of we just come back from up country on Friday. So this week we go put her into perspective. We go engage with the relevant institutions there and see how we go address them and forge ahead.
All right. Well, that's now Madam Regina Safa, the Director of Programs and NaCSA. And they talk about the $4 million support when NaCSA gets from World Bank, who say they plan or then they support now the informal sector. Well, we continue with the program. Good Morning Salone, we come to you from 90.1 FM. Well, we go to other issue. Who say the operations officer for the social protection and labor now World Bank, Dr. Abu Kabo, don't say World Bank will support government with about $20 million for give technical and vocational training to Salone people for being able to get work we go better than life. Dr. Abu Kabo talk this way then pull the Sierra Leone Skills Development Project and the National Technical and Vocational Education and Training Policy. Mange Bansari Bindede and Gona reports.
I'm happy now to launch the government of Sierra Leone National Technical and High Vocational Education Policy. I hope we will work towards that.
You've been listening to the voice of the Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Professor Iyabakima. Been they launched the Sierra Leone Skills Development Project and the National Technical Vocation Education and Training Policy, where a document where they guide the activities them of technical vocational institutions them and the skills them when they do in other institutions they are. The Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Professor Iyabakima, say important for maintain polytech institutions them as they important for the skill training in the country.
Now you can see how important it is to keep polytechnics alive. I am one person who is very reluctant, extremely reluctant, to move polytechnics to university level. Polytechnics have a function. Just look at, really, the title. The other one is, I went to Kono, I went to the mining company. I went to that hole, and if anybody has been there, my head was spinning. I ran away. I have never seen something like that in my life. And I asked the people there, where are you getting your welders, Ghana? Where are you getting your computer people from Guatemala? Those are employments that are meant for our country. That money that is going to those people is meant for this country. So if we don't put our hands on, train our children hands-on performance, we are in trouble. How many times are we going to sit and listen to these guys? You know what they are.
Dr. Abu Kabo, now the operations officer, social protection and labor, now World Bank say World Bank ready for support the government for improve the skill training in the country.
Supporting the government's efforts, the World Bank is proud to support the government to improve the skills of the workforce itself. Today, we are here to witness the launch of the Skills Development Project and the TVET policy. In doing that, Honorable Minister, we want to note that the World Bank has provided 20 million to support the government's efforts in improving the labor force in the country. And I have been asked by the country manager to inform government that the World Bank is ready to support the government's efforts with more funds to make sure that the labor force in Sierra Leone.
Dr. Abu Kabo continues to say 2014, World Bank been support government for do labor survey. Outside them been find out the unemployment rate in the country.
So in 2014, the World Bank supported the government of Sierra Leone to conduct a labor force, and that was the only labor force in the country after 30 years. And the data, the outcome of a survey knows that employment in Sierra Leone is characterized by 90% self-employment, 35% is the wage employment, but what is more troubling is the youth unemployment, which is 2 times higher than the average employment of the working people. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, the labor force noted that among the key binding constraints of skills development in Sierra Leone are 1. Low basic cognitive skills, 2. Low access to training.
Mohamed Jallo, now the director for NCTVA, say skill training is important for develop the country.
Skills training is the master key. This project emphasizes 1. Man-led skills in key sectors of our economy. It also very strongly talks about competency-based education and training. What this means is that when NCTVA will be assessing these graduates, we will be assessing their competence to produce a table rather than their ability to explain how to produce a table. Testing the competence to bake bread rather than ability to explain how to bake bread. That is why it is competency based.
Mohamed Jallo continues say, we then two documents there. The country will able get skilled people then. Where they go na other country and work they find.
And young boys to go to Dubai for jobs. But the difference is we will want them to go there as plumbers, as photovoltaic technicians, as builders rather than housemaids. Yeah? We want able to export skills. We want to see during this project why WCA moves from 100% training of girls for the hospitality industry only to training solar technicians.
Mohamed Jallo end up call on Salone people for tech skill training important as na that will help for develop the country. For Radio Democracy, Mange Mansaye the report.
Because in confusion.
But this confused me, boo. Look why Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look him block the way they beat for him, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It Alex says some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when a one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
1117 and it's same you begin feel fever. The coronavirus dinner salon sick, we don't kill plenty people in the world. But if you do what your body recommended, they say make you do. And self report quick. If you fear not say, you get sign or any person near you don't get same sign them, it's possible for let the person well.
The well body work man say for let the sickness scatter all sign at the country. If you don't get nothing for go do not eat, sit down na us.
Go dey wash your hand fast with soap and water, or you use hand sanitizer, so that the tumbu go die if you don't can your hand.
When you dey waka, let for go dey touch them wall and then railing them, because you no go know that don't touch them.
Not forget, call 117 if you get person wey sick na you host or your community.
And Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue with a look at Swampa with headlines to it. And now Usai the Salone police arrest some people na Hastings village and other community them where them be catch them with cutlass, knife and other bad weapon them same way the coffee order been.
Alright, inside this operation una able arrest anybody we una meet on the height or una suspect same in the part of the people we go cause this problem na Hastings and Kosoton.
We don't catch several suspects. One group of suspects they will catch now with about 2 a.m. at the Hastings community with several machetes around 2 a.m. now morning. Can you imagine what he going to do then? The machetes then they cutlasses then they that time we arrest 3 of them. Of course, as you don't come, you don't see them. We get intelligence then they again because all the operations, as I say, intelligently led. We get one side, we go search, we pull plasmas, musical sets, and so many property them. You get click bobble them, we arrest with knife. They all the tattoo, they identify whose click group you belong to. We arrest them at the Montore community, and that then bobble them they now we work in partnership with the community people them. Also, we get a group of people there, Mabela community. Then 5 people that hold notorious harm robber them. They terrorize people them. They may not commit crimes them where then go underground.
So now they look for them.
We may watch for them. And then we don't catch them. and vocational so would already get about 4 files we may reserve or may keep in view.
Right. So for right now in that Eastern community, how the security, what one I don't put in place for them?
At several things, they will put several things in place where I not going to disclose now because now the strategy.
Alright, well that's an AIG Air Edward Samadia way na the regional commander Freetong East been they talk to Usman Kamara, but recent arrest them where police don't make and they charge people go court because they catch them with different weapon them during same way coffee order been they on.
Alright, we continue with the program, and at the studios we still get the director of programs, the NaCSA, Regina Safa. He there for talk about the $4 million support we all banking NaCSA for the informal sector. According to they don't shape this money, and about 1,300,000 did they give per household. Now let we look at how this money you think say go change somebody in life, particularly inside this crisis system.
Well, no amount of money, no small. For people the way they earn boku money, they go look like that they see in pittance. But believe you me, for most of them people here, we receive this money, it will go a long way. You know, because the kind of business where them plans do, they know they do and now decide the way them in the work, then they before go there now. At least if you get that money there, you go able for tontonan, where you go able for at least get something for you picking in a house, increase your household consumption, and also they turn and small. You know, people in they start business, they don't get that kind of money there. If you see some of the videos the way they make the rounds on social media, you go see how some families are really glad for this help here where they get. For let you sit down so no more, you get that one day, not so microcredit, you not get for go answer for that money day again, and for let you invest and well no more. So that it will benefit you and your family. So I think say go a long way for cushioning the impact. You know, it not go solve all your problem, but it will push you go fast small.
Okay, continue for the between of the program.
Well, the program Good Morning Salone they continue, and as soon as we don't listen earlier way, Madam Safabi they talk about different institutions and when NaCSA they work with for give this support to people them way they do small business and we don't badly be affected by the coronavirus. Well, for sake of this, the Freetown City Council now one pan the body them way is say been a give list to NaCSA, and now the support as we they talk now don't pause for Freetown because of allegations them where don't they come up of political interference and other people them where they cry foul say then suppose for benefits from the money but they know they get them because they not belong to certain political party them. Well, the Freetown City Council Mayor Yvonne Akisoya they on the line now. Good morning and welcome to the program, Madam Akisoya.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
You know the role where City Council they play in all of this money where NaCSA they give to them for people here where they do business.
Actually, thank you. You give me the opportunity to respond to this allegation here. Freetown City Council coming to this year as Mr. Fadon say at the request of World Bank, and they give you very specific instruction for waiting for provide them. So for that we go na the field. They say market data, na database. We make an app, ODK, when a telephone, we send 40 enumerators, all this with NaCSA. We report to them, upload the database daily. No list not being made. There's not involved. No counselor in annual day. Then go to the market them table by table. Then take the name, then take the telephone number, and then take the address of the people. And NaCSA give it time frame for doing, and we do the database. Then after some time, NaCSA come back, then we don't begin at the field. Then get some hiccup because they're not be able to know all the side and the areas in the city. So they come back to the office about a week ago. Traders Council said there's a go round and it's which we submit to NaCSA. Then we survey, every person get a unique identifier number. Every person will link back to the app. So not a list will come up from people then go na corner, na constituency, no such thing. Table by table, trader by trader. Now so the team being constituted. So I really, really want to assure anybody really listen, say this was something we've been done at the ground level, at the level of the market. And if people then be left out, somebody talk say all them do not see this kind of thing, but they do not see their name. Some area say the market, now, the other side say the end this corner would have not been go there. Those sorts of things, we write them even caveats on the letter. Say we had a short time to do this. So we actually recommend that NaCSA really take their time on the verification. The letter was sent to the commission.